we have Envirotainer sponsor session. We're going to hear about active containers, and we're going to hear from Bang Moon-sup about Envirotrainer, and it will be a special session dealing about their recent logistic technology. Greetings. I am Envirotrainer Strategic Account Manager Bang Moon-sup. Thank you everyone for participating in Bioplus-Interphex 2021 Envirotrainer session. Today, I would like to briefly introduce Envirotrainer's active solution, which can safely deliver medicine which can change the lives of patients, and then talk about Rely RLP, which we recently introduced to the market, and CryoSure, which allow sample shipment to be done at -70 degrees, and what kind of innovative functions enable this. I would like to cover what kinds of experiences and values we can offer to you, and I would like to mention many countries' news that featured Envirotainer containers related to the COVID-19 vaccine.
As leading drug makers are close to a COVID-19 vaccine, the world will need logistics support and cold chains on a scale never seen before.
We're just weeks away from when the coronavirus vaccine is expected to start shipping out.
Early excitement for a new coronavirus vaccine may be dampened by the reality of transporting millions of doses around the world.
It's a monumental moment in this pandemic saga, but it's also a monumental undertaking.
Whatever methods we can use to deliver those vaccines to the patients who need them as soon as possible, we should look into.
Massive distribution challenges that our country faces.
It's a multi-step process that can take the doses by truck, boat, or plane to distribution center to hospital, and in some cases requiring cold temperatures at every step of the way.
So this is an example of an active container.
Standalone container needs to be managed effectively to ensure that the vaccine does not spoil.
Out here on the floor is a specialized, refrigerated, battery-powered shipping container.
They already have the infrastructure to unload precious temperature-controlled cargo, quickly categorize, provide cold chain storage,
Finished items within the country and import or export them for clinical trials.
Tujuan penggunaan darurat oleh Badan Pengawas Obat dan Makanan.
Since vaccines need to be kept at specific low temperatures, they will be shipped in either active or passive cooling units, depending on the requirements from the individual vaccine manufacturers. Active cooling units are portable fridges that provide constant cooling throughout the flight.
So Sam, on here we have an Envirotainer. These are very specialist active containers.
Temos data, Marcela Hall.
Pois é, dia 25 de janeiro começa a vacinação aqui em São Paulo.
低温のまま飛行機に乗せて輸送できる冷蔵コンテナがフランスで公開。
El COVID-19 desarrollado por la empresa china de Sinovac.
Pharmaceuticals that require cooling are shipped in mobile freezers.
Once on board, the vaccine can be safely delivered to any remote location in the world.
ワクチンは飛行機の中でこのようなコンテナに入れられます。このコンテナの中。
And if the cold chain isn't there, if the energy isn't there, then you risk having a vaccine that loses potency before being administered.
Alarms go off in this if the temperature is off by even a quarter of a degree. Airlines say they already have the infrastructure in place for a mission of a lifetime.
이후 접종이 이루어지는 전국의 위탁 의료기관 등으로 배송될 예정입니다.
This will be sent to the centers that will distribute the vaccines. The medicine transported out of the pharmaceutical company GMP facility are exposed to many risks and challenges which threaten the safe delivery of the drugs during the transfer. We believe that the safest way to protect the medicine which is sensitive to heat is to be in the Envirotrainer ecosystem. Envirotainer has around 60 commercial staff in 20 countries around the world that find out the cold chain needs of the customers and are offering the best solutions. We are currently working with more than 600 pharmaceuticals companies and more than 140 airlines and forwarders to ensure safe delivery. We have more than 6,000 containers, and we can ship more than 140,000 pallets of pharmaceuticals a year, and currently we have 75% of the active market. And in the temperature-controlled air freight industry, we are the solution with the least amount of carbon emissions. With more than 50 stations around the world, we are providing the number of containers meeting the location and time that is needed by the customer. Envirotainer has more than 35 years of experience and accumulated expertise in this field, and we have a container and R&D center in Sweden, and each year we invest more than 20% of our revenues into containers. We already achieved carbon neutrality in 2020. I would like to briefly introduce Envirotainer Korea. Korea's biopharma market is continuously rising, and recently, it is rising as a global vaccine production base. Envirotainer Korea, to support the safe shipping of biopharmaceuticals which is sensitive to temperature, has been strengthening professional personnel, infrastructure, and service. Currently, Envirotainer Korea has a 4-person sales team that finds out the cold chain challenges of pharmaceuticals and airlines and forwarders and provide customized solutions to customers. In Singapore, our cold chain solution manager provides shipping qualification, site consulting, and data analysis to Korean customers. In addition, in our Incheon station, there are 8 people in our engineering team that take care of containers, incoming, outcoming, inspection, repair, calibration, and others. Incheon Station is located within the Incheon Airport Logistics Complex, and in a 1,000 pyong area, we have on RKM basis about 300 containers that can be reinforced. And it is operated between Monday to Friday, and on the weekends, containers can come in and out. And this is possible through Swissport. If you want container demo or site training, you are welcome to visit anytime. Next, I would like to introduce the Rely platform. The major trend that impacts the cold chain industry is the growth of biopharmaceuticals, strengthening guidelines by regulators for pharmaceutical shipping, continuous growth, sustainable increase of demand for shipping data and visibility, and the digitalization of supply chain and costs. In order to meet these market trends, based on customers' opinions and 5 years of experience, we have developed the Rely platform.
The world is in turmoil, and temperature-controlled air shipments are facing new challenges. Challenges that are now even more accentuated by the ongoing global pandemic. We, as market leader, want to drive this industry forward. Therefore, we collected and gathered input from hundreds of industry experts and stakeholders around the world to define the key needs to address the challenges. Here is what we learned. We started the development of a solution that could match these needs, a long and sometimes tough journey. But finally, the end result, the first true innovation since active containers. The Rely RLP, a revolutionizing 3-pallet solution designed to meet the strictest requirements in pharmaceutical air freight. Thanks to our new innovative 3-pallet structure and industry-leading loading height, the Rely RLP provides unsurpassed volume efficiency. The Rely RLP utilizes the latest technology to control airflow and protect your cargo during the most extreme conditions. Our new airflow curtain provides an additional layer of protection when the doors are opened. Validated sensors provide data for seamless live monitoring, control, and management. This allows you to continuously follow the status of your cargo and proactively intervene if needed. With an unsurpassed autonomy of 170 hours, our Rely RLP maintains temperature for over 1 week without recharging and indefinitely if recharged. The Rely RLP also provides outstanding environmental performance, delivering up to 90% reduction in CO2 emissions compared to available passive solutions. This is our promise for a state-of-the-art solution.
Rely platform has 3 sizes of RKN, RLP, and RAP. And this year, we launched RLP, which can hold 2 US or 3 EU pallets. And RKN and RAP will soon be launched as well. Rely platform was developed based on the 5 needs of control, monitoring, autonomy, value, and sustainability. I will explain each one through videos.
하겠습니다.
Control is a crucial element when transporting valuable and sensitive pharmaceutical cargo via air. This new solution is designed to help protect your precious cargo and establishes a new industry baseline in cargo security. Never before has your cargo been this safe. With 100% temperature control, your shipments will never be too warm or too cold. No matter the outside temperature, type of product being shipped, or how it was loaded. It also has a fully independent temperature regulating system with full redundancy on all critical parts. This state-of-the-art wall and ceiling heating and cooling system means the entire cargo space maintains the same temperature, independently of how the container is loaded. The temperature control is also supported by vacuum-insulated panels. A network of integrated sensors enables cross-cargo temperature monitoring. If the doors are opened, the new airflow curtain reduces temperature impact to ensure the cargo is unaffected. And there is even more to increased control. The Rely RLP is developed with human error preventing technology to ensure correct handling. For example, you can set a timer for when the container is meant to be preconditioned in time for loading. And before sending cargo, the temperature setting can be locked to prevent accidental changes during shipment. To break it down, you can reduce the probability of losing control during shipments and reduce impact if it should happen. This new solution achieves both.
For the first category, control, Rely container uses full redundancy and VIP insulation and creates a homogeneous climate within the same temperature within the container, and regardless of the cargo position, is able to maintain the same temperature within the cargo, and it maintains the temperature that was initially set.
The second pillar that makes this new solution so remarkable is the monitoring system. Imagine being able to monitor the conditions inside the container in real time without waiting, delay, or compromise. Imagine doing this on all smart devices and knowing exactly where your shipment is and how it's doing. Imagine no more. Real-time monitoring is the new reality. The Rely RLP introduces a new dimension of visibility to the temperature-controlled air freight industry. That means you have the container status in your hands wherever you or your shipment may be in the world. You can monitor the Rely RLP's location, its temperature, battery level, humidity, whether the doors are being opened, and if there is cargo inside or not. No event escapes your attention. This gives you a full grasp of the status of your shipment. In these times of reliance on ultra-sensitive pharmaceuticals, real-time monitoring allows you to instantly act and take control of your cargo's safe delivery.
The second pillar is monitoring. Rely's integrated live monitoring of the container lets you know where, when, and what is the status of your container through 18 sensors in real time. And through data sharing platform, the monitor data can be used by multi-numbers who are engaged in live monitoring. For live monitoring, Envirotainer's digital service team leader will share concrete examples of real cases after my presentation.
The Rely RLP has outstanding autonomy. When pharmaceuticals are shipped via air, unfortunately, you get variables that are out of your control. For example, your reliance on resources and assets in the temperature-controlled supply chain, not to mention their availability in unpredictable circumstances. Envirotainer's breakthrough Rely reduces such reliance to a minimum. One amazing attribute is that the RLP can run unattended for over 170 hours. That's over a whole week of autonomous operation. Even if your cargo would be stranded for several days, you know that it's being protected. And this goes without saying. If it's charged, autonomy is unlimited. This next level of autonomy also supports a quick and efficient global qualification approach. The bottom line is that the RLP is simpler to operate than even passive solutions.
Regarding the third pillar, autonomy, Rely container with just charging once will allow for the temperature maintenance of more than 170 hours. So that's more than a week, and you can send cargo anywhere in the world without being concerned about recharging, and you can minimize risk regarding unexpected incidents as well.
The value this incredible container delivers makes it outstanding in any class compared to either passive or active solutions. Let's take the new, impressive RLP format. This technical solution introduces a footprint that exploits a space of 2 one-pallet solutions on aircrafts to house 3 Euro pallets. This alone helps save more than 50% on air freight. The RLP format also offers a load height of 132 centimeters. That's the highest in the industry. This is all available for cargo loading thanks to the new improved airflow design. And don't forget, by combining solution sizes, the container can be optimized to fit just about any shipment. In combination with our other formats, the RLP simultaneously offer increased volume, efficiency, and flexibility.
Related to the value number 4, Rely RLP enables 2 RKN spaces 3 EU pallets and can save up to 50% of air shipping costs. And with new air circulation technology and with the height of 132 centimeters, compared to other containers, offers roomier and wider space. The stable performance of Rely container, ability to maintain temperature for the longest time, and excellent real-time monitoring will dramatically cut shipment risks.
For Envirotainer, sustainability is as important as the reliability of a transport solution. Envirotainer is therefore very proud to be the first company within the industry to reach carbon neutrality already in 2020. And they're not stopping with that. The Rely RLP is setting a new standard within reducing carbon emissions. It's driving towards reducing the environmental impact of shipping pharmaceuticals to all those who depend on them, on time and in the right condition. Protecting life-saving medicines from being damaged due to temperature excursions is a vital component of making carbon dioxide emissions lower. The RLP can also reduce up to 90% of CO2 emissions during transport. Sustainability is a key component for all Envirotainer solutions. And this goes without saying that this includes the new Rely RLP.
Lastly, Rely container emits 20% less CO2 emissions compared to passive boxes, so it is an environmentally friendly solution. Next, I would like to cover the characteristics and value of CryoSure, which was launched in 2021 after Rely container in the market, and that could maintain sample temperature below 70 degrees, minus 70 degrees. First characteristic of CryoSure is that it can maintain temperature for a long time. It can maintain sample temperature for a long time, ISTA 70 validation for below 70 degrees, minus 70 degrees Celsius between 8 to 22 days, and that is 2 to 4 times better than the competing solution. Second, temperature maintenance period is not affected by orientation of the package. In the case of LN2, according to orientation, temperature maintenance time is dropped by 40 to 70%. Third, through the QR system, the remaining duration of when the temperature can be maintained can be estimated, and CryoSure is the first system to do so. Fourth, compared to dry ice boxes or LN2, the weight and volume is 2 to 3 times superior, so you can reduce air cargo costs accordingly. Fifth, during the whole duration when the temperature is maintained, stable temperature below minus 70 degrees Celsius can be maintained. On the other hand, dry ice boxes gradually have increase in inner temperature and can affect the sample. Sixth, even if opened, the temperature of the inner sample area will be maintained stably at below minus 75 degrees Celsius. On the other hand, for dry ice boxes, they cannot be opened during the transport. Seventh, CryoSure is delivered to customer while packed in dry ice, so the customer does not need to source or handle dry ice. Lastly, compared to competing solutions, it is 2 to 3 times superior in terms of weight and volume, and emissions per volume of product shipped is reduced. CryoSure comes in 1 liter, 2 liter, 5 liter, and 11 liters, 4 types. And for the 2 liter model, as you can see on the graph, if the outside temperature is 20 degrees Celsius, it can maintain below minus 70 degrees Celsius up to a maximum of 30 days. I would like to end my presentation of Envirotrainer and the Rely RLP and CryoSure that we introduced to the market this year. If you have any questions about overseas shipping of medication that needs temperature control, please contact me. Envirotrainer's digital service team leader will explain about Rely real-time monitoring and give you his account of experiences. Thank you.
We have, as the last session, we have another session by Envirotainer, and Mr. Linus Wallens is going to talk about visibility and collaboration, how shipment data can provide ease of mind.
Hello everyone, my name is Linus Wallens and I'm Head of Digital Services here at Envirotainer. Today I thought we would talk a little bit about visibility and collaboration and how the shipment data that we collect and can provide can ensure for some peace of mind. So let's dig right into it. I'm going to focus on 3 main topics today. First off, I'm going to talk a little bit around what means we have of collecting shipment data today. And then move on to how we actually visualize this for you as customers. And the third step is actually how, in the long run, this can be used then to increase collaboration and sharing in the industry. So let's go into how the collection is done. We have a supply chain with a lot of handovers, and even in a normal year, it's a quite complex operation, as you well know. Looking back at the COVID pandemic, it's been even more complex. We have seen new operations opening up, new collaborations opening up, and the need to work quite agile. So this has been a very extreme period of time. But this calls and have been calling for even more shipment data and visibility, since we need that level of trust to make sure that everything works according to plan. And of course, we are still living with the regulatory compliance that needs to be upheld, even though the times are a little bit more extreme than we're normally used to. And the overall digitization of the supply chain, this is something that needs to happen to ensure this operation runs smoothly in the long run as well. So these are all, market challenges that we are all living with, and it's putting a stress on everyone in the operations on moving pharma from A to B and maintaining the temperature and making sure that we have a successful shipment. But today will focus on how we at Envarotainer can help to really support this transparency collaboration that can really help and make sure that that supply chain is successfully operated. So first of all, we offer a fleet of very sophisticated containers that at least record data, and now also with the new Rely platform that we offer to the market, we also move into the real-time connectivity capability as well. So this provides us with a good visibility into how the product is doing. We also have a very good set of online services to help you access the data and get the insights that we record with the fleet. And thirdly, we are supporting and promoting a collaborative environment with a very inclusive data sharing policies that I will present to you as well. So looking at the fleet a little bit more closely. So the latest Rely family of containers that we have, I mentioned the real-time capability, which is, of course, a very, very welcome capability for us, and we're happy that we can support you as customers with this. The Rely container offers, of course, the position as well, so you always know where the product is. Using satellites, but we're also adding Wi-Fi capabilities and cell tower positioning as well. So we have a very good meaning of finding out where the container is and the product is. Of course, communicating with the seller connectivity to ensure that you get the data delivered. And we actually also have Wi-Fi connectivity in this container to be able to communicate through hotspots as well. And real-time in this sense is that we will have the data actually coming in every 5 minutes. And of course, it's capable for the flight mode functionality to make sure that it shuts off transmission during flight. But more importantly, we do collect a lot of diagnostics around how the cargo is feeling, of course. So location aside, which is a very important sensor to have, of course, we have the inside temperatures monitored with no less than 8 sensors. So we have a very good mapping on how the cargo is doing inside a container, as well as, of course, measuring the battery levels, ambient temperatures, humidity, and if the door is opened. And also I want to point out specifically the cargo load sensor, which is completely new to the industry, and we actually can tell whether or not the cargo is inside the container or not, which is of course important to know in terms of customs inspections and other events where the cargo might be off and unloaded into containers. And this is a fully integrated solution into the container, which means that it's tailor-made to our container. All the sensors are part of the container, and we have then the possibility of measuring a lot of diagnostics that you would not be able to with a standalone tracker. Moving on to our fleet of E-Tech container, which is our most widely used container, of course. It's been with us for years and serving you very well out there in the industry. These containers also record data and is provided to you as customers after the container has been returned to us. We record the data for every shipment, and we provide data after every e-tech lease. It records the inside temperature as well as the ambient. It keeps records of the battery charging level of the containers and also when the door is open. So these reports are generated after every shipment. We are also very excited to offer the new CryoSure line of products to the industry, which was launched last week. This product is also available with live monitoring that will provide you with the location of the shipment as well as the inside temperature of the doer, and ambient temperatures, humidity, and other vital sensor diagnostics that could be relevant to measure to make sure that the shipment goes according to plan. So this is a very welcome addition to our portfolio of solutions that we can offer you guys. But how do we visualize this, and how can you make use of it? Well, we have our Envirotainer portal, which is the one place to go when dealing with Envirotainer and keeping track of your orders, financial information, invoicing, things of that nature. This is where you go to access the live monitoring service, first off. This is where we have our real-time connected solutions. This is where the data is provided to you, and you can easily track and trace your shipments. This is also the place to go to find your shipment reports, which are generated off of our e-tech leases, as well as our Rely container leases as well. So this is it's a very good online service, and I would like to point out that this is much more than just an ordering portal, and even though you're not placing orders for containers or other solutions that we offer, it's still relevant for you to get a login and get access to the shipment reports and access to live monitoring. And I'll go into a little bit more detail around that, why that would be important to you. So, going into a little bit more depth into what live monitoring can offer you. It's a track and trace service that will provide you with insight as it happens. You will be able to monitor all the data coming in, and therefore you will be able to make decisions right away with no delay. It's included service with the Rely leases, and it's an available option for the CryoSure leasing as well. And with the new Rely container platform, we can offer an extensive range of sensors that I mentioned to you. So you can see a snippet on the top left-hand side there that you can really easily see and follow the temperatures and where the product has been present in the container, and those sensors that I just mentioned. And same with the CryoSure, you will be able to spot the location of the doer itself, and of course making sure that the temperature stays within the range that you want the products to maintain. Easily accessible in the portal, self-service. Of course, you can also set alarm thresholds to be notified of any deviations that might occur. You can see here on the top left-hand side, this is actually sensor recording and positions from Incheon Airport. And this is a Rely container that has been transported around the airport premises. You can see on the right-hand picture where we indicate a deviation, and you notify that quite easily by the red color of the pin. You can, of course, receive these notifications either in the portal itself or choose to receive them in email, depending on your preference. The shipment reports, an automatic and included service in the e-tech leases and the Rely leases. It gives you a good sensor chart reading at the end of the shipment. So this is an after-the-fact document of the sensor readings. It's just easily accessible and completely automated. It will become available in the portal soon after the container has been returned to an Envirotainer station. This document is also possible to share with other stakeholders either via email and also in the PDF or raw data format, depending on what type of analysis you want to do. So, moving on to collaboration and sharing. So now we've seen what means we have to actually collect data in the industry, out in the field. You've also now seen how we make it visible and usable for you in the portal with live monitoring and the shipment reports. But how can we use this in our everyday interactions and collaborations with our partners, making sure that the shipment is successful in the end? Normally, when performing a shipment of a temperature-controlled pharma, we have, at least when using the containers, we have an airline involved, but also we have a forwarder, of course, tying the trip together from A to B, and we have the pharma company, which is the stakeholder, of course, wanting to make sure that the pharma is maintained at the set preferred temperature all the way from A to B. In the past, it's been normal for the airline to take the lease, which has meant that the information and insight has gone to the airline, and we have offered opportunity for the airline to share information such as the shipment report and access to live monitoring to the forwarder and pharma company upon request. But now we've seen such a huge demand, and we've seen a shift now also to forwarders taking more leases of containers. So we've just seen an overall need of opening up this collaboration and sharing more widely. So from this summer going forward, it's actually per default that the parties involved in a shipment of an Envarotainer solution will automatically get the shipment report and access to live monitoring. So that means that per default, everyone will get the same information at the same time. And we believe that this makes sense from a collaboration perspective, and it's been very well received in the industry. But that is also something that then needs to be made aware to the pharma companies and the forwarders that historically it might not have been that present in the customer portal. So that's why I really want to stress that it's equally important for a forwarder and users from a pharma company to set up an account in the portal, and so they can easily go in there and access the data just self-service. Because it makes sense and it's very, very convenient, and it just speeds up the processes of when the data is needed for commercial clearance of products or other investigations or process improvements that this data can be used for. And again, it's been very well received, and just, you know, it's very easy for us just to set up the user accounts, and everything runs quite smoothly when it comes to using the customer portal. And of course, there are numerous other resources in the portal, such as Academy, our learning platform, and other tools that you can use to efficiently use our solutions for shipments. And speaking of ease of use, the portal is the one-stop shop. It's our platform where we offer our full extent of online services. But of course, we also have an understanding that working with your own systems in your own processes can have a lot of advantage when it comes to efficiency. So we have several services that we offer with API capabilities, so you can actually integrate some functionalities into your own processes and systems. So we can offer APIs for order management, which means that you can place orders and change and update orders directly in your own systems, working towards our system to make that happen. And also the real-time data that the Rely platform offers, that is also something that we can provide with APIs. So you actually can integrate that live feed of data into your own track and trace systems. We also offer invoicing on an electronic API as well, which makes invoice handling a little bit more efficient. So again, thank you for taking the time to listening in. We've seen how we can collect the data and what capabilities we have with our solutions, how we can make it available to you, and how we try to promote the collaboration. So I really want to point out, please reach out directly to your sales representative or directly to support@envirotainer.com to have your user account set up, or if you need to figure out more to get access to this data. So thank you very much.